tell people, please. Tell people what you're talking about, and tell them what effect it had, not just on everyone who saw it, but actually in theaters, please.
Oh, yes, yes. For those of you who didn't hear that last story, when I told it, I'll tell it again. So, went on opening weekend, of course, me and a friend, and the place was packed with little kids. And, we kind of already knew this is not really going to be a cartoon for kids. It's more for like our age, 20s, saw Looney Tunes stuff when they were growing up, and Tom and Jerry and all that kind of stuff. And we're sitting there and we're, screaming every time a cartoon character shows up on screen and does a cameo. And then here comes this one part where the squeaky toys get out of the box and they're all squeaking around or whatever. And the teeny tiniest little cutest squeaky toy gets picked up, and it gets, it is a beep, 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 yep, yep. And they keep the camera on it as it goes into the vat of whatever the heck that stuff is, as it disintegrates. And all the kids in the theater screamed and cried, and their parents are trying to console them. And then after the movie was over, they're all yelling at the theater manager, "My child is traumatized.
The
Why would
movie.
you do that? Why would you show something like that?" And they're like, yeah, we're not in charge of the movie. Like that that's what happened. We should have been warned.
We should have been. I mean, yes, trigger warning for.
Yeah, they didn't have trigger warnings back in 1987.
Yeah, trigger warnings for Who Framed Roger Rabbit and that squeaky shoe. There's a moment where what the most bone chilling of villains ever, Christopher Lloyd, is showing people the vat, and it's a barrel of toxic gloop, and the toxic gloop will destroy. It will evaporate, but dissolve
The
cartoon
cartoon,
suits,
yeah.
the tunes, and he puts this fucking huge rubber glove on slowly, and the music just creeps up and up and up, and he picks up the boot, and as soon as you know he picks up the boot, you know exactly what's going to happen. And as he starts lowering it, you start thinking, no, hang on a minute, he's not actually going. No, he's done it. No, he did it. He fucking did it. And that was the end of my mental health as a child. So
Yeah, kids shouldn't have seen that. I mean, it was okay for somebody my age because we were sitting there going, "Oh, that's messed up." But like all these kids are screaming, and they didn't stop screaming and crying. They screamed and cried for like the rest of the movie.
it again, because I tried to explain this. I think thinking about this the other day in terms my kids, um, my oldest called my youngest a gremlin, and we all laughed. And then I said, "Wait, you know what a gremlin is?" And she went, "No." So, oh, okay. So I showed them the opening of the Gremlins, and again, I've told this story in here millions of times. That was my first Barrier movie. That was the one that horrified me so much. And I was trying to explain. I was like, "Kids, this is quite scary." And I showed them the first few minutes, and just nothing. Like they were going through all of the most horrific scenes from Gremlins on YouTube, just one to the other. Didn't fucking phase them one little bit. And they said, "Well, why did that scare you as a kid?" And I was like, I mean, first of all, fuck off. And second, I didn't. And second, my brain finally caught up with me, and I thought, well, it's because when I was 7 or whatever age I was when I first saw Gremlins, I had probably only seen 3 movies before that, and kids' cartoons. Now that's a different thing in the 80s, but I'd never seen like the amount of content that we consumed back then was just it wasn't anywhere near like what it is now. So like kids are completely I don't want to say desensitized, but perhaps
Yeah, they are. You can say
more
it's true. They're
conditioned.
desensitized.
Yeah, completely conditioned. But the thing is, seeing a gremlin in the 80s was like, yeah, that was horrifying. But this is the thing, is that it doesn't matter how many episodes of Peppa Pig or Adventure Time you fucking watch. There's no like, what's it? Is it Spooks? Has anyone seen the series Spooks, where someone gets his head put in a deep fat fryer? Like, it's that level of violence in a kids movie, and it's such a cute shoe.
Yeah. He was cute. He was the littlest one. He was beep beep beep,
Just beep,
making a
beep,
little
just
cutesy
beep, beep.
noises. He didn't realize what was going to happen to him until it was almost too late.
At least he didn't.
And
Do
you
you know
think
what?
he's going to get saved, and he doesn't.
At least he doesn't. I mean, if they really wanted to twist the knife, it would have had him. I mean, the animation has the face recoiling away. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they may as well have had him go, "Come on, no, I've got a family." Like, you know. Oh, Teresa, you have excelled yourself as always. Do you want to do your list again from 5